So what I would like to tell the world is anything is possible. Literally anything is possible. We're the only limitation. And the way to get anything, for miracles to happen, is to take the pressure off of ourselves. I think we're just all like conditioned, especially through the school system, to be so hard on ourselves. You know? If we don't get the result immediately, then we gotta like be mean on ourselves, like be mean and like put ourselves down and go into the not good enough, so now we have to work harder, which creates more stress. But the way to create miraculous result is to like lean back, be playful. You can still work hard without being mean to yourself. I don't know if that will help.
Here's what's coming up next on the Holo Movement Purpose Lab.
Hello, my name is Zenka. I'm founder of LightNet, and my passion and purpose is to make the impossible possible. I'm here today with Tina Sue of the Hi Mama program. Now, if I told you that she was able to reverse nonverbal autism in children 5 years and under with a 100% success ratio, you would have a hard time believing me. But we're living in a world where the impossible is becoming possible. Now, Tina Sue had a whole nother career, a whole business with 50 employees, but this was a mission that truly called her. Just like we find in the Purpose Lab steps and the research, she solved her own problem working with her son, who was 9 years old, had ADHD, epilepsy, and autism, and was able to really transform his life so that he's not registering on any of those diagnostic scales at all. She does this through gut health, nervous system regulation, and other secret things that she does in her program that she really developed over time. She's an absolute breath of fresh air in a world where we get handed diagnoses that feel permanent and feel scary. She's really offering a huge light to others, a lighthouse to others who are in the grips of pain. And it is incredible, her work and what she's done and how she's bringing hope to the world and those around her. She's taught over 800 families how to do this technique, and it's my honor to bring her on today.
My purpose is to get the word out that autism is not permanent. And I want to get this to the mainstream, because the current mainstream view is that once you're handed a diagnosis, you have a permanently disabled child. And that's what I was given. That's what I was told for 9 years. I lost a lot of time. My son was diagnosed with autism, ADHD, and epilepsy. And we had done everything conventional medicine had told us to do. When you're given a diagnosis, the only options are, for autism, you have ABA, OT, speech therapy. For ADHD, there's ADHD medication. So we did that. We did anything that like the conventional doctors told us to do. And he was on multiple ADHD medications because they all stopped working. After some time, you up the doses, and every medication had side effects, so he just had a lot of medication. And he wasn't sleeping, and he wasn't really eating. He was so severely underweight. Anyway, when he was 9 was when the last of his ADHD medication had stopped working. We had probably gone through 7 over the last, 5 years, and there was like nothing was working, and he just stopped sleeping completely. And his symptoms just got worse and worse and worse. And that was kind of the turning point for me. It was like the last straw. And the story is, so at the time I had another Instagram account that had a lot of people on it. And I had shared for the first time, what does it look like to have a child like with autism. And it was like one of these nights where he had punched another TV. You know, it was like, you know, third iPad for the year. He had punched another TV, and it was just, I don't know, I just showed a bunch of behind the scene stuff. And he also emptied the deep freezer completely, broken some glass, stepped over it. And yeah, and I just had one of these low moments, and I posted in Instagram stories, what is it like to have a child with autism behind the scenes? And I've never posted before. And it was a large account. I, at the time, had 800,000 followers. It's a different previous life. And I had gotten hundreds of messages. Like prior to that, I've never talked about it before. Just on the outside, we just look like a normal family with family photos doing things, you know. I've never talked about it. And that was like the first time. And so I was actually really surprised by the response. I had gotten hundreds of messages from like families and like just people that was on that account that was like resonating. Like I either have a child or I know a child, resonating with like, oh, this is like normal and whatnot. And out of all of those messages, I had one mom that messaged. And she said, my child used to have behaviors like that. I changed his diet and he no longer has symptoms like that. And for me, like, honestly, like if you had told me a month earlier or a year earlier, I would have like told you to F off. Am I allowed to swear? I would have told you, I would have been like holistic healing. Like you have no idea how hard my life is. You know, I would have flipped them off. But at that moment, I really had my back against a wall because we had literally done everything. And he was getting worse and worse and worse. And he had all the textbook symptoms and you know, the last of his medication stopped working. He wasn't sleeping, stopped sleeping. And it was just chaos. It was chaos. I forgot to mention that when he stopped sleeping, the thing is he needed 24-hour assistance, because he could hurt himself in the middle of the night. So we would have sensors on his doors. So when I was literally sleeping with one eye open. So when he got up, I could, because he'll do crazy stuff, like, you know, falling from the second floor, or, I mean, he could set the house on fire. He's done things like breaking glass and stepping over them on his bare foot, like just things that are unsafe, just because he couldn't control his body. So it was really like the last straw. I had my back against a wall. And when I got that message from that mom, that was just like a turning point for me, because I have nowhere else to go. Like, I have nowhere else to go. So I went all into the world of holistic healing for autism and ADHD, and did the like throwing spaghetti against a wall, anything I could get my hands on. And then it worked. In 2 years, all of his autism, ADHD, and epilepsy symptoms went into remission. He's been seizure-free for the last 4 years, 5 years, 5 years. Yeah, off of seizure meds. He was on seizure meds before. Yeah. So previous to healing, he had no short-term memory. And this is really common with kids with ADHD, where it's just like short-term memory he also had auditory processing disorder, which is also really common for a lot of kids on the spectrum to have as well. And so he would just have a hard time processing words and remembering things. So for example, he would try to say a sentence or describe something, but mid-sentence, he would mix the words around and then forget what he said previously and get completely frustrated. And so communication was like a triggering point. But that's just to demonstrate like limited memory. But yeah, I mean, he just had a really hard time learning. Like he was 3 years behind in school, just couldn't learn. And we had him in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. because we had tried, I mean, he was our firstborn. We were like doing everything that typical parents are trying to do, get them into sports and get them into stuff. But we've tried all the different like team sports, and it just didn't work. It didn't work. He didn't get it. He get frustrated, and it was really difficult. So we found Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. It's individual. And so then he's been taking classes, but it never stuck. He couldn't remember things. So he didn't really progress. It was just like a thing that he did. So in between, so I'm just going to like very quickly. So the way that we go about healing, like in the process that I teach in my programs, is first we heal the gut, and we heal the nervous system, and then we heal the brain. Because the reason why our kids are delayed in these symptoms is because they're missing neurological connection, because the body is busy fighting off inflammation and other things that's in the body. That's why. That's the only reason why they're missing skills, right? And so we got to stop the fire when we heal the gut, when we work on the gut, like then there's no fire, there's no inflammation that's going into the brain, And so anyway, so once we did that, we heal the gut, heal his nervous system, heal the brain, neurological connection starts to form, and memory started coming back. Also social skills and speech. But with memory, what was remarkable is Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, he started to learn for the first time where he couldn't previously. And so he was able to learn and remember moves and put them into practice, and and he went like this, and he made it into the competition team, and then he started competing. And he started traveling the country, competing. And in 2 years, and he's fighting with like other boys that are typical, that's been doing this since they were 5 or 6. And my son at the time didn't know how to tie his shoes or use a zipper until like a few months earlier. But within that 2 years, he ended up winning the IBJJF PANS Championship, which is the kids' version of World Championship. And he did that 2 years in a row. He did that, and then the year after. I know.
For more, watch the full episode, which will be aired on Monday. Or you can find this story on our podcast, Awaken Your Purpose. To find your passion and purpose, join us at holomovement.net/purpose.